Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm back. So first of all, I wanted to say thank you for being patient with me. It's been a very long road for me, especially within the past year and a half, because I've been trying to finish up school, as I mentioned before, and I finally finished school. And so I'm just doing a journal page about that. So as you can see, I had tons of stuff for my graduation, from cards to all kinds of stuff. My tassel and all of the little things they make you wear. Does anybody know what the history of that stuff is, by the way? Especially the hat. The hat is ridiculous. If you know, put it in the comment section. I would be really interested to know what the history of that hat is. But anyway, here's the tassel from my hat, and I'm just pulling the charm off of that because it says 2025, and I'm going to attach that. There was zero forethought to this spread, so you're going to see me taking stuff apart and putting stuff back on and changing stuff around continuously. So this is rust dyed paper, and I wanted to try out my rust dye, and I just thought it looked really cool, so I'm using that because it's such a vivid, like almost orange color, and it looks very similar to the color of the patch that was on my stole, I guess, that thing that you wrap around your shoulders when you graduate. So I had a couple pictures. One of them is the four graduates with a physics degree, and so I'm going to glue that on one page, and then the other one is actually a picture from the ceremony when I went and walked and got my diploma, but I'm gonna put that on a different page. And then these die cut butterflies actually came from a gift that I received. It was like a little faux flower pot with butterflies that you can stick on, but I obviously am going to use the die cut butterflies in my journal because that feels more appropriate to me. So I actually kind of like the messiness of this page, but I decided instead to use this printable doily that I had because it kind of looks like an atom, and I felt like that was more appropriate for a physics degree, so I'm going to use that. I can't remember the shop that I bought this from because I bought it years and years and years ago, but I really like this doily a lot. And so this piece of paper that I keep cutting down into smaller and smaller pieces is from the ceremony brochure, I guess you would call it. And it just has all of the names of the graduates in it. And so I just cut out the part where my name and the other three people are listed. So I commit to this picture being on this side of the page, and that is one of the only things that I'm going to commit fully to and not move later. So the next thing that I do is I try to find a place for this charm from my tassel, and I decided originally to put it through this hole up here at the top of the page, but that's going to change multiple times. This is a card from the physics department, and I wanted to save that on this spread at least. I have lots of cards, but it would have just been too bulky to try to put all those cards in my journal. So I'm saving the ones that mean the most to me, I guess. And originally I stuck it down to this page here, but I'm going to change my mind in about 5 seconds. So instead, what I wanted to do was kind of make a little collage of some kind. Originally, I was just going to do a collage behind that card, but I actually ended up turning this into a pocket instead. So that little black piece right there is actually a piece of trash that I found outside. I am a big trash collector from the road. I collect trash that I think looks cool and would look cool in my journal, and it's so weird, I know, but I do that. I do that on a regular basis. Leaves, trash, anything, wrappers, cards, playing cards. I have so many playing cards that I found on the side of the road, and I'm not sure what that's about, but once you see it, you'll never unsee it. This is a piece of my handmade paper that I've embossed, and this is when I'm going to actually take that charm off of the page and try to find a better place for it. But I wanted to use that handmade paper as kind of like a pocket, top-loading pocket. I also really loved this piece of sewing paper. I think it just looked really cool. So I was desperate to put that on a page, and I think it worked really well here. And I'm just going to stick that handmade paper down with some double-sided tape to make my pocket. And I'm going to tuck a couple of things into this pocket. One of them is my graduation announcement. My grandmother was very excited that I graduated, and she wanted to make me an announcement. And so she put together a little collage. It was very sweet. So I tucked that in the pocket as well. I felt like it was kind of unnecessary, only because I'm in my 30s and I'm graduating from college for the first time, but it is a big achievement. It just took me a long time because I decided to do everything backwards and, have kids and get married and then go to school. But I mean, to each his own. I didn't know what I wanted to do until my mid-20s, and even now my ideas have changed because I started a business while I was in school, this business in fact, and I fell in love with it, and now I don't really want to do anything else but this business. This business really took off during COVID, and I wasn't expecting that. Obviously, I don't think anybody was expecting COVID, so it just happened this way. And so I'm a very go with the flow kind of person. So this is one of my favorite pieces from the Tim Holtz flower die cut packs, and I can never figure out how to get it on a page to make it look nice. And this is the first time that I'm actually going to pull it off. So like I mentioned before, I was trying to find a good place for this charm, and I decided to just go ahead and stick it to the edge of the page on this little tab thing that I stapled on. So yeah, this flower arrangement thing, die cut that's from a Tim Holtz pack. It just never works out the way I want it to, and on this page it just really took. And so I'm also sticking down one of his little pointy finger things. I don't know why it just keeps flying out of my hands, but but I am going to get it on the page eventually. So I decided to glue it over here so that it's kind of pointing at the photo. And I think that just kind of rounds out the page a little bit. And yeah, I had put this ribbon down here. It's a Bath and Body Works ribbon. It came from a gift that I received, but I just didn't like that at all. And as I mentioned before, there was no forethought on this spread, so after I glued that photo down, I decided I wanted to put photo corners on it, so I had to peel that back up just a little bit just to get the photo corners on it. And then since I took that ribbon off, I'm actually also going to take that emblem thing and move that down as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will look forward to making another video within a week or so. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.